right, man, let's talk about the Tua situation. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications. Increase your chance to get notifications. We go live or drop a video. So, apparently y'all saw what happened to Tua on the turnaround on Thursday Night Football. Apparently, was alleged that people are saying he had a concussion Sunday and then he got knocked out the game yesterday. I hear people talking about what's the biggest hit I ever seen and all. Man, I've been watching football shit over 30 years, dude. You know, I've seen a lot bigger hits, you know, more atrocious hits. You know, just talking about the quarterback. Just think about Joe Theismann and LT snapping his leg in half on live television. Joe Theismann never took another snap again. Joe Montana used to get used and abused out there. You know, that's how Brady can play 40 years, play until he's 40, because in the majority or the good part of his career, they've been protecting the quarterback. You know, they've been doing a great job of protecting the quarterback. But that was the position used to be all about. It wasn't no strike zone for the quarterback where you can hit him and can't hit him at. But ultimately, you know, Tua Tagovailoa's interest in himself not to go back in the game. If you know you got a concussion on a quick turnaround, you know, but then again, you know, a lot of people ain't their own man and make their own decisions. A lot of people feel peer pressure. I had enough of you today. a lot of people feel the peer pressure from teammates to go out there and win and, you know, do this and that. But then again, you got to remember, when you on your knuckles and you old and retire, ain't none of them teammates gonna make sure your bills paid, or make sure your kids good, or make sure your mama eating, make sure your granny eating and all that. It's gonna be about you. So first and foremost, he got to look out for the best interest of himself, especially after that hip injury he took in college. And it got to be said, he not built for the NFL. He too fragile. His arm not big enough, and obviously he not tough enough to be there. You know, he's a smaller guy. Same thing with Marcus Mariota. You know, it's hard to go outside the black and white race and find another ethnicity that can, other than like them Samoans or them big ass Hawaiians, but Tua and Mariota not no big ass Hawaiian cats. Them Samoans probably the next most, probably right up there with the whites and the blacks, is the most durable. He can't handle the NFL grind. They gonna have to keep a great backup quarterback behind him, and that's what it is. And that's the same thing for guys like Lamar Jackson. You know what I'm saying? Mobile quarterbacks that's thin. Yeah, Cam Newton and Andrew Luck, they took the beating. But after a while, all them hits gonna add up. That's why you got to learn to play the position from the pocket. You know? And you got to know when it's time to hold them, when it's time to fold them, when to get rid of the ball. And, when when to get rid of the ball, and when to take, and when to let it fly. But he ain't built like that. We already knew that. He ain't built, and that's just something that it might be more genetic. To be 100% honest, it might just be more genetic. He need to be in the weight room. And I know how they talk about it mess up their throwing mechanics and all that. Well, you got to lift and you got to keep throwing. The same thing with basketball. You lifting, you got to keep shooting so your muscle memory can get used to that extra weight. But he ain't that good to begin with to even be going through all this, honestly. He not. Don't have a big enough arm, too small, too fragile. And people really appalled by this. That just let you know how soft society go. Man, that used to be a regular Sunday hit. Just being honest. And these guys used to go out there and play with concussions all the time. And the only reason we at this point where everybody feel like, sensitive about the topic, because the NFL refusing to give these players lifetime benefits. It wouldn't even be a discussion. If people was compensated and they benefits was guaranteed for a lifetime, and the NFL got enough money for that to happen, this really wouldn't be that big of a topic. But if Tua can't play again and he cast out by insurance, or he get the rest of his rookie deal or whatever, or he going to get a big second deal. At the end of the day, when his clock is done, he paying 30 to 50 grand for personal insurance. Shannon Sharp said he paid 30 grand out of pocket every year for his own insurance. That's a lot of money for anybody to be handing over to insurance every year, especially still have out-of-pocket costs. You know, that's why you see people that was rich and that were in real estate and had some money work at one of the big three plant, because the benefits was 100% insurance. Can't beat that. Now I could do 20 there and lock that in. That's more money in my pocket going forward. But he ain't built for the grind, and he got to ask himself, man, what can I do to physically hold up? Because it don't get no. It's gonna be, man, if it get any softer, they gonna have flags on their ass. Just being honest. You know, the AB hit on Vontaze Burfict. I remember, what was it Terry Fair or Brian was Terry Fair for the Detroit Lions. He broke his neck on the field. You know, I mean, that used to be an every Sunday occurrence. And then if you go back into the 70s, where it was prehistoric barbaric football, like this, that was normal. I looked at the hit, I say, and his hands was, man, you see that shit every Sunday damn near. And I ain't trying to minimize what he went through, but I'm just looking just like how everything shit. Michael Irvin broke his neck in the Philadelphia at the vet, and the Philadelphia Eagles fans was clapping. You know? That football used to be a man's sport, and it's not like that no more. It used to be a man's sport. I mean, it used to be brutal, and that's just the way it used to be. And people gonna probably say, "Well, you being this system." I'm not. I'm just telling y'all, like, everybody being appalled by that shit. Like, dog, that was normal hits on Sunday. But ultimately, he gotta protect it. He gotta protect himself. That's ultimately it. Remember, Nick Saban was playing for the Dolphins and the guy broke out. They said he had a seizure, and Nick Saban walked right over him and went to his office like ain't shit happened. That team don't care about you, just like your job don't care about you. For real. All they gonna seen people, heard stories, seen people pass out, die in their plants and shit, and they just rolled them on a fucking stretcher, stop the line for a couple minutes, then it get back to rolling. You know? The grind don't stop for nobody. It don't stop for nobody. And that's the ugly reality of football, bro. Your next play can be your last play. And in some extreme cases, it could be one of your last breaths on this earth. That's what they sign up for. They gonna talk about, well, he had a concussion, man. It's up to Tua Tagovailoa to protect himself. That's what it's up to. It's up to Tua Tagovailoa to protect himself. And that's the honest truth. And I know peer pressure hard and people questioning your heart is hard. I mean, just like the Brett Favre Javon Walker story, where Javon was holding out for a contract and Brett said, "Get your ass in here and let that figure that out." And then Javon went on to blow his knee or leg out in camp and never got his money. So, just something to think about. But hey, thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. The subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance of notifications. We go live and drop a video. Financially, want to support the channel, Cash App, $, CJGood313, Venmo, CJGood313. PayPal link in the description. Hit the link tree. You can find me on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, the whole nine. Check out the NFL playlist for more videos like this. Peace.